Welcome out to BluSky TV. This is Coach Matt. I got the amazing, absolute fantastic trader, just mindset extraordinaire, Becky, to help me navigate the financial markets in the last hour of the trading session. And with that said, Becky, I thought you had a wonderful lab earlier today. It's honestly one of my favorite hours every single week, being able to listen and work on that mindset while I'm being too cheap on my NASDAQ trade. That just was absolutely fantastic. So I had a gentle reminder of that mindset very early in the session today, but thought you did great. Excited to be here with you to break it all down.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I honestly I love my psychology hours. It's good for all of us, I think. Yeah, and so the market has been interesting today, right? Let's get into the chart. Sorry about those technical issues, you guys. We're coming in a little late. Sorry about that. Better late than never. So this is the NASDAQ. Early sell-off, and then we kind of had a nice pump, took back the whole sell-off and then some, and now we're kind of dinking around in this upper area here. So I was kind of wishing when I got on and we tried to start this stream that this would have been a good pop off of this blue line. Here's my VWAP, but I didn't get in, and now we're in the pullback. So I'm kind of interested to see what we'll do. But all of this is not honestly that appealing of a consolidation area right here. These are clean moves. This is sideways, but you got in right on, and then it got stopped out. So
I was hunting this front run too. But no, it's kind of like we talk about. We were talking about it yesterday with VWAP. When you're above VWAP and you kind of have a little bit of a pullback, VWAP's going to be a zone you kind of target. And we didn't hit it, but we got real close, and then we got a nice little base development. And so I did go long right above that. Right when we broke back up above the 9 EMA, I went long, stop loss right underneath VWAP at that point. But I made a mistake. Without expansion off after I triggered, I started adjusting stop loss against the 9 EMA a little too tight, a little too premature, I would say. And I did get stopped out. I got stopped out at green. But at the same time, like, I did miss out on hitting my ultimate T1, ultimate T2, but a little bit less about me complaining about getting stopped out here. If you go into an hourly chart here, I find that there's a level that just needs to be discussed. And when you're looking at the ES on that, not the ES, but when you're looking at the NASDAQ there, like, you got that 65 level that's just holding firm. If we break out of 65 here, should be 200 very quickly. And I don't think this is a power hour conversation today. I think this is a wake up and let's make sure that we're tracking this later on tonight, tracking it going into tomorrow. So it could be a tomorrow conversation, could be a tonight conversation, but you need to be aware of the 65 level, because that level is a head and shoulders neckline level that would see a nice little breakup. And so I do like that level on the NASDAQ, but in general, until that occurs, I'm looking at the ES here today at this point.
Yeah. Well, I did just get into a little bit of an M and Q long while we were looking at that because basically we had the bulls reclaimed the morning after the early fall, and then we had sitting here, we pull back to VWAP. And so when I was getting ready to set up, I was like, gosh, this would have been a good hold. I didn't get in. This was a nice pullback. And so when I was looking at it just now, this is kind of the top of this rim here, and the 9 EMA is up under it. So I did get in for a few micro MNQs long, and I'm going to see if we can pump to take out this high, because the direction has been overall high. However, this could be resistance here. So I'm going to put my stop under this candle pattern here. This is, we'll see. I'm trading the direction that we're in this current leg above the VWAP retest here. But it could also be the failure. We've seen some weakness here too. This was a break of structure here that we broke down, but VWAP held. And so we'll see. We'll see if it works. I'm going to try that.
I don't mind the pullback here, honestly. Yeah. Like, I feel like if you are looking at it right now, you got to be looking at that current pullback on the 5-minute. I don't think there's a even B setup here in Power Hour. That's my personal opinion. I think anything we see here in Power Hour today is going to be a C setup. I don't think there's any A setup here today, not until we're breaking out of that top shelf resistance. That top shelf resistance is a very interesting multiple time frame resistance challenge. But until then, I just kind of feel it's going to be a little bit of a choppy discussion here in Power Hour.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. This has been sideways for the last couple of hours, but I like how it's held up and we got the retracement here. Now this is the 2-to-1 based on stop and taking out the liquidity at the top.
By the way, I got into the same trade you just did.
B setup seems fine.
I'm like, it's good enough.
Okay, so
you're not getting like this is going to be the setup. If you're going to trade, like I just kind of feel like this is the setup you trade. You're not going to get a lot.
I do too. I think it could sink down, but we've already saw it sink down, and we saw it sink down to a key level, and we saw some bullish defense. And so this is the pullback of the first bullish defense. And so I would love for it to hold up here. I think we've got a little bit of wiggle room here where it can dink around, but this right here, this like push up, sideways, push up, broke this. This is where I want it to hold. So if it doesn't take shape, then maybe we could see if we're going to sink down for the rest of the day. But this looks like the trade for right now is one more push up on this pullback. Yeah. What's up, Piper? Thanks for coming back. Sorry about those technical difficulties. That was annoying.
Oh, yeah. We had OBS was telling us we had some issues we had to take care of.
Yeah. I like went low, which is obnoxious because literally I was just streaming.
And as every technology issue in the history of mankind goes, the only solution we had was to shut it down and turn it back on.
Yep. Which meant everything got shut.
It's been working since the old Nintendo days.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Blow on the cartridge, turn it off, turn it on, go. That's it. Literally,
like at the office, at the hospital, you need to call help desk. Like you don't get the call until you've shut everything down and restarted it and checked all your cords. That's what's up. So this is ES. ES is stronger. I don't know if you felt that this morning.
The Dow is the strongest of everything today. Okay. And whenever the Dow is going to be, if the Dow's leading, the ES is going to be much better than the NQ.
Okay, let's look at the Dow.
The Dow not only is having quite the day, quite frankly, it's when you come out to the longer picture on the Dow.
Okay.
Like every flaw that the NASDAQ currently has in it, the the Dow Jones is a strength. You look at the daily chart, it's confirming the full flag on the daily. When you look at the weekly chart, Becky, you're also confirming on the weekly chart on that bull flag as well. Look, that the weekly chart on the Dow is one of the prettiest charts in the market right now. And not only that, but you also, we're not getting into any aggressive names in earnings so far. Monday and Tuesday's chock full of cyclical names, but today you had healthcare names do great. Today you had the continuation of finance names do great. Today you had Coca-Cola pull off a hat trick. Today you had Sherwin-Williams pull off a hat trick. And specifically Boeing, which I didn't feel had a good report, but is certainly going up here today. Boeing, take three companies in the Dow. Boeing and the other two that reported here today, Coca-Cola and oh man, how am I forgetting that one? I just talked about it. So you had Coca-Cola, Boeing, and Sherwin-Williams. Those three companies, two of them, Sherwin-Williams and CNC, had great earnings. Coca-Cola, great earnings, pulled off hat tricks, beats on EPS revenue, increases in forward-looking guidance. And so not only do you have a technical edge on the Dow, you have rotation on the Dow, you have momentum on the Dow, and you have positive fundamental themes on the Dow. Now, the one kicker on the Dow that's going to hold back the Dow momentum is anything that happens. We see more bombs dropping in the Middle East in the next 24 hours, that thing's going to get ripped apart, because the one thing that does impact the Dow that does not have that same impact on the NASDAQ is rising oil prices. But so far today, actually, the last 3 days, pretty good on crude oil for the Dow. That's certainly helping some of those cyclical areas of the market.
Yeah. Just kind of zipping through the 4-hour charts. 4-hour on ES and NQ that closed an hour and a half ago. Strong. That's a good look out of support here. And you guys, we do have FOMC tomorrow. This is the 4-hour. I mean, it did a nice consolidation for after the fall yesterday early. And now this was a strong candle that closed 2 hours ago, hour and a half ago. So that's a good
I got a hot take, Becky. You want it?
Yeah.
I'm already bored of the FOMC tomorrow.
You've been bored of it for a while. You've been bored of it. Yeah. I get
Well,
it too.
yeah, because like there's nothing they're gonna tell me that's gonna change anything for
Yeah.
me. And
It used to be a
so
big deal, and it's
listen,
really no.
it's gonna be a hawkish hold. Just you don't even need to watch the press conference. You don't even need to watch anything on CNBC. It's going to be a hawkish hold. The game's gonna be how the market responds to it. I'm interested in that, but I am so bored of Kevin Warsh's press conference already, and it's 24 hours from now. So that's my hot take today. Is I'm already bored of the meeting tomorrow.
All right, yeah, there you go. That's the hot take. So everyone just chill and don't get your opinions
By
in
the
a
way, I
bunch.
don't think anybody's gonna be talking about the Fed on Thursday.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it's
it's
gonna come and blow over fast.
legitimately a one and done. They come out, they report, they're done because we're gonna an hour later,
Mhm.
everybody in the market's gonna be talking about Microsoft and Meta. Every single person. Every single person will be talking about those earnings reports.
Yeah.
The day later, when we usually get a post-Fed reaction, everybody's gonna be talking about Amazon and Apple. Like, and
Yeah.
that's without some of the secondary names that are coming out the next 24 to 48 hours, like Lam Research. Lam Research is a major, major, major semiconductor equipment company. Like those names are just going to get a lot of attention over the next 24 to 48 hours. And what they say can move markets. A hawkish hold for the Fed, I'm already bored of.
You know what? You're not wrong, and I think it's great to say that because FOMC has always got a lot of excitement, and it has been fading, and it's been fading for a good reason because oftentimes it can really kind of dink around and be kind of obnoxious. It can skew the trading on either end and not really give a great move that is like good to like ride and trend. It can be choppy even sometimes. And so, yeah, it's a great point of like there's a lot else going on this week that is not FOMC to also give a lot of attention and focus on and consider how that might impact our trading even more so than FOMC. So it's good that you
Um,
pull this down.
what's Marsh going to say tomorrow that lights the world on fire? Hey guys, we got rising oil inflation, input costs, and we're a little bit concerned about that. We're going to wait to see how the data plays out over the next 1 to 2 months, and as that goes, we're going to talk less to the market because we want you guys to be a little bit more data centric. I'm being data centric, which means I don't care about the Fed. Um, and I'm a Fed whisperer, and I'm saying that. Like,
Yeah.
there's just not a lot the Fed can do tomorrow to change the overall conversation, quite frankly. And so, like, yeah, like I already know what Warsh is going to say. Like I said, it's going to be a hawkish hold. A hawkish hold is when they do nothing but the language is hawkish, and they have to be that. There's not a choice otherwise than that. And so it's just a matter of, yeah, I know the Trump administration is trying to send oil down in front of the Fed. That's not going to change the input costs over the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, hawkish hold.
All right. I put my first target at 28.52 for this long scale.
I'm doing whatever you're doing here, Becky, on it. So whatever you say, I'm going to do.
I like it because it's like the low of the high earlier. I do think we could take out the high, but I don't want to hold all of it because it could reject, and that's my point of control from yesterday too. So I'm going to put it right below that because I think it has a high chance of getting filled. And towards the end of the day, sometimes it
Yeah.
messes around with our levels.
I want to see whether or not we can get that 65 test. And if we can get that 65 test, I want at least a partial going into that multiple time frame breakout situation.
Yeah.
Because you could see bears get their hearts ripped out on a breakout.
Ooh, I like that point. I'm going to move my
Yeah.
full out of here and I'm going to scale there at that level. And then I'll scale one at the liquidity at the top. And then I'll hold my runner for
100 basis point hike. Tipped. Somewhere Paul Volcker is saying, I love you, tipped. But unfortunately, I haven't sniffed a Paul Volcker in the Fed for about 15 years now. So I'd be a little surprised at that. But I do expect hawkish language. Absolutely.
And hawkish
I don't hate the
generally
bears.
means bears.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't start quantitative easing. I didn't start Operation Twist. I didn't start zero interest rate policy. I didn't change the way the market sees the Fed and data dependency. I'm sure me and Paul Volcker have a lot of similarities. We don't like the current editions of the Fed, but here we are. But you're not getting a 100 basis point hike. You're not getting it. Now, you might get a 2.5 hike. You might get a 2.5 hike. In fact, this is the biggest minority case for a hike that we've seen in the last like year. 50 basis point hike would be outlandish. 100, they would end the economy on a 100-point hike. Like the death of the market would be happening.
Yeah, I gotta behave. Stop loss and stop levels above my entry level. Ooh, guaranteed win, Miriam. Nice. Oh, for a short? Okay. Stop loss level. Good job.
By the way, Tipped, I personally support a hike. Like I feel the data supports a hike. I just feel it's going to be a hawkish hold.
I love that Mary's got a protected trade on the downside because these bears are trying to defend this here. Did it did not go higher than this.
Yeah, if it goes down a little bit, I'm going to stop down again.
I know. I moved my stop up under this pivot candle of 15 after. So it's a small risk here.
Yeah, I'm
if it takes that, then I don't love it as much. I'm going to hold, see what it does.
You know, me, Becky, I tighten against the 5.
Yeah, which is that. It is tighten a bunch, the 9, above the 9.
Yeah, that makes me laugh too. Like Jay Pound coming out for the last 5 years and being like, hey, we just need to be more data dependent. We need to be more data. Like his cowardly take on data dependency is now the definition of transparency. And now the Warsh is like, listen, you guys need to learn how to read data on your own and not be able to just weigh on every single thing. If I fart in an elevator somewhere, it's going to move the markets. Like, yes, we shouldn't be anchoring on every breath that the Fed takes every single day. Like, we can all read an inflationary report, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need the Fed to tell us what it means.
Yo, that tested that breakout in that 9 and held. Let's go.
And as for transparency, I kind of feel like Warsh is being transparent. He's like, listen, we got these 5 committees. We're going to start looking at the data. We're going to start really kind of modifying the way we see this data coming in. Like, I don't feel like he's having a lack of transparency there. I just feel like people need to learn how to read a CPI report.
But people don't. I don't. You read it like night and day better than I do, even. CPI. It's a lot.
That's because if inflation stays elevated at 3% over the next 10 years, we're all cooked. Yeah, that candle ripped the face off the bears.
It faked it out for a minute. It was very bearish for a minute, and then it just.
Oh, I was very concerned until the bears. Now this is the candle where the bulls need to take the edge. Go.
Yeah, they got to hold it here.
You recovered, no move.
They fought that one back to a beautiful wick, but they got to hold here. So I like our stop loss. We didn't squeeze it too much because it got real close to my entry price. But I like this pivot candle here. It's got good volume. It's got a good wick. It's got the 9 EMA. It's got retested this zone right here, and it was bought up. So I like this candle. So that's why I'm hiding behind this one with my stop at 962.5. But then if we can get closure up here, we get to my first scale, then I move to break even, which is like right at this pivot, which actually feels like good now that this candle has defended that. But I want to give it a little more time too. But that is above the 9, honestly, too, though. My entry here is above the 9, which is great. I could move to break even, and it would be under that wick.
Let it ride.
Let it ride. Honestly, it's $158 risk. Like, I had an excellent trade this morning, so I got room.
Let it ride.
Yeah, let's see. It could give them. I mean, the bears were here earlier, but
then I'm 2 for 0 today, both with small wins off being too aggressive on managing stop loss.
Yeah,
I'm letting this
let her go, right?
Yeah, I'm not adjusting again until 65.
I'm down for this.
I'm stopped out, or I'm getting 65. Like that's
okay. I'm gonna scale at 52. Then I like 65.
52.
Yeah.
52. Okay. What are we doing? Price is right here. No, I
The
can't.
52 feels
Just,
right for me.
Anything 50 to 65 is the exact same level in my opinion. I was totally kidding.
Closest without going over. Everyone weigh in.
I just 65, no, 64, no, 63, no, 62. I swear to God, 61. 61's the number. Let's go.
Well, let's mince it a little farther. Come on. Just being transparent. Sometimes it's hard to read the numbers on the screen. We'll see. We'll see if she goes down for us. I don't know. I'm gonna let her ride. You're right. I'm gonna give it this full stop loss that I placed based on a rationale that I like. We're already a half hour into power hour. Starting late threw me off.
By the way, tipped. If I was Fed chair for a year, my first act would be to jack up interest rates 1 basis point, 2 basis point, 3 basis point. I would snuff out inflation. I would drive down the market. Every bull would absolutely hate me for about a year. They would be calling for my head, my ouster, my elimination. They would hate me with every single being of their soul. The bulls would hate me, but we would build an economy like a house, and you would have a foundation that we could improve on going into the future of the AI trade.
This is why they'll never elect you.
No, I won't. Like I am unelectable.
It's a good rundown. No,
I would do those things. I would
Yeah.
fix the Ponzi scheme that is the financial world. I would.
Yeah.
I would erase the last 15 years of quantitative easing and apologize to the capitalist Adam Smith. I would do that. Yeah, that's why I would never get I couldn't get a nip of that.
We vote
There's
for
not
you.
a chance in the world the powers that be would allow that to occur.
We would vote for you.
Yeah, because you guys are perma bears, and you'd be like, yeah, I can't wait for that.
Let's go. Hey, that is tradable situation right there. You're talking about.
But I've always tried to separate what I personally would do, because I have some very strong economic and monetary opinions versus what is generally acceptable out there. Like, the way I think about monetary policy is not the way the modern markets think about monetary policy. They embrace quantitative easing, zero interest rates, modern monetary theory, which I believe is one of the worst theories in the history of mankind.
I like to look at this 3-minute chart and play with the time frames. 15 still looks bullish. 5 looks like a pullback. 3 looks like a gentle pullback that the bulls are still highly involved in. This is good. It's good.
Yeah, it's holding support pretty good here. It's just a matter of, can it break this level?
Yeah. We might run out of time if
it.
Yeah. They can't get some strength under them here.
We're looking at 65. I mean, excuse me. 52. We can still get 52.
I mean, I like 52 and 65. Let's do an and, not an or situation. Let's take them both.
52 to 65?
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
All right. Everybody wins.
Win.
Everybody wins.
But
now, to get there, we first had to break out first.
I know. We're talking targets until we're stopped out here.
We're counting our money at T2 here, and it's struggling at resistance.
We're above entry, but we'll see what.
Yeah, we're
Mary's
good on
like
that.
Where my bear's at.
This kind of feels like my entire day here today. Get a slight edge and then just tap it out.
I know. We should, if we're at break
even. Oh, I got stopped.
Oh, you did?
I was right underneath the 9.
No, I give it my original pivot point here. So we'll see what happens. I think Mary's bears came to play.
Mary stopped us out.
Yeah, we were her liquidity. Get it.
Mary's like, you go bulls. Go bulls. I'm coming in right behind you.
There it is. Get it, Mary.
Oh my goodness. 3 for 3 with 3 partial wins after getting stopped out after nothing.
All right. It was a good trade. This was a good pivot. This was a push up.
I don't mind the trade.
Yeah.
Can we get some follow through here?
We might get some follow through to the downside, in which case maybe we can join Mary.
I can't join Mary yet.
No.
Not until we're back down at VWAP, breaking VWAP.
Yeah, because I could see this area being a problem.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about earlier about how these are C setups. because it literally is the sideways in here. So we trade like right in the heart of the sideways, which is the risk of that trade opportunity is that you're not trading at an extreme or at a clear pivot. You're trading at a small pivot inside of a consolidation. So that is one of the riskier opportunities that there is. And so you want to like make sure you're not holding no ended risk in that. But if this is a strong show here, and the fact that it couldn't break this again, and now we're broke a lot of structure here, it could blow through VWAP, honestly. And I wonder with FOMC tomorrow if it wants to end more on a, I know FOMC is smeshy, but if it wants to end more on like a neutral candor, which means it could still definitely put a wick on top.
That's my general assumption going into major catalyst days is typically the market as you come into the close kind of takes a backseat a little bit. Right? They don't want to get too aggressive in front of major data.
Yeah. I think so too. And I expect rotational days more often than not. Like the day before and the morning before, like I think tomorrow could be a rotational situation unless we're really pushing at an extreme. The 15-minute, we just broke structure pretty solidly here.
There's one thing I'm waiting for on the NASDAQ, and it's to see one of the big time AI names actually get bought upon the release of the EPS. I've mentioned this before, but EPS beats are getting sold by the market out of the AI trade right now, which means they're not even waiting for guidance. They're not waiting for anything. It's an algorithm response, which means those decisions were made in front of earnings season. And so that has to change. And like we got one of those names today, Corning. Corning beats on EPS, beats on revenue, increases forward-looking guidance, and gets sold aggressively. Like and it didn't wait on the conference call. Got sold on the EPS release. A beat on EPS gets sold aggressively. That's a theme that's been dominant in the market for the last 2 weeks, from Taiwan Semiconductor to ASML to Google last week to, and I'm talking about EPS beats that got sold, to Corning today. And somebody might be like, well, why Corning?
Yeah.
Because Corning is a vastly important stock to the AI infrastructure build out. That's why. So tomorrow, if we're talking about, or over the next 24 to 48 hours, Meta, Microsoft, Lam Research, one of those very sensitive AI infrastructure build out names, if we're talking about one of those names getting loved by the market, bought up, their EPS gets bought up. I was talking to a bunch of traders earlier today. I'm like, guys, we see technical patterns in front of us. Like right now, everything is a pattern. We see it with our eyes. But there are patterns in earnings, and there are patterns in fundamental analysis as well, because at the epicenter of all pattern development is based on human nature and how human beings behave at certain areas and with certain conditions, with certain data, and so on and so forth. The major pattern in earnings right now is EPS out of the EPS beats out of the AI trader getting sold upon the release of the EP of the number itself. If that shifts, you will see the NASDAQ shift aggressively. And so it's not just me that knows that and is anchoring on that. So keep an eye on those tomorrow reports. They're in my opinion, they're far more important than whatever the Fed says tomorrow.
Yeah. That's great information that you need to like take it with a grain of salt and like watch what happens, not just try and have a judgment on the number.
No, I see people all the time. Oh, Matt, what market cheats? Corning beat and they're down. That's not the game we play.
Yeah.
Like, understand the themes and what's happening underneath the surface. People make decisions in front of the numbers, and we're seeing that in this earnings season, is specifically on the AI trade.
Yeah. We're gonna see about if I want to join this short. Honestly, I don't like these trading conditions.
Why would you?
That's a great point. On ES, I like better than NQ because NQ is coming at that VWAP, it's coming at that support area, it's coming at the target too fast, and I don't like it as much. But
I
ES
feel like you're in the middle of a neutral range.
Yeah, we really are. Like I don't like NQs, but this one I feel like there's a little bit more of a range. We've got some key levels right here, which gives more distance, and this push up was a little bit weaker, but I don't like either one of them is not a great setup for me either because the good moves were earlier and it's in consolidation. And I mean, I do have like I'm nicely green on the day, but it's not like I want to like mess around and give it back. So I don't love the setup. But I did switch to team bears for this end of day.
I'm team sit on my hands right now until there's better data.
I know. I'm with you on that.
Like you're in the middle of a range. Like the bulls had an edge up to the resistance. Bears are pushing it back down to support. Like I guess my general point is to make a trade, you got to have two things. Number one, you have to have an edge. If you don't have an edge, it doesn't matter what 0.2 is. Number
Yeah.
two, you have to have a positive reward to risk ratio. How are you gonna get that here?
Yeah. You gotta have your stop inside the chop, which is
Like if
dangerous for
you're
getting stopped out.
legitimately targeting, like how are you gonna get that? Like,
Yeah. It's close. It would be tricky. That's why I like to get a trade at a pivot. Like, let me
go down the 1 minute time frame and find it.
hell yeah. No. Let me talk about
You can always do that. And by the way, I'm talking on the 5 or the 15. That like on the 1, it's going to be a completely different read. I'm not talking scalpers. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I think you got an edge down to support, but
yeah.
it's 25 points on the NASDAQ right now. It's
Yeah.
the heartbeat.
Yeah. And then we're getting close to the end of the day. So, if you got it in the nice entry like me, or got in this short, like I like the idea of targeting the pivot low for this, and it's right on top of VWAP. So it's another good reason to target that. I like that. I'm going to cheer for her.
Yeah.
These are the trades I like. This long this morning when momentum was easing, we were extended, we were down into the larger time frame support, and then it slowed up.
The reversals I love too, but keep an eye on on the ES, Becky.
Yeah.
If this and if A then B scenario, but go to the hourly chart here.
Okay.
That 74.20 level, that thing is massive support. Like we might not get down there, but if we do, that is a massive support level. That's kind of being built over the last 2-3 trading sessions. Piper, if you're on a longer time frame than the 5, if you're on a 30 to an hourly time frame, you're still thinking bullish here. Absolutely.
And above VWAP is the opportunity is to push up, but you could scalp the short down to that VWAP hold potentially on the smaller time frames. But yeah, we see you. That's nice.
Like the hourly chart on the ES is actually really, really good.
Yeah, this is multiple levels. Like this is like a kind of a wide obnoxious W, but this is multiple bottoms on that level. It's a great point.
Like you'd have to hold Piper through the overnight, but the hourly chart feels like it has an edge to 7,500 here.
She's on NQ. Let's pull that up.
Overnight meaning through the reopen is what I meant.
This is hourly on NQ, which is in a retracement right now, but yeah, we've got some supports up under us now.
A lot of support there too.
Chart.
Yeah.
This was a beautiful break. What I liked about the 4-hour charts on both NQ and ES was that they Mike talks about them as the mama candle. So it engulfed both the ends of the previous 4-hour chart and it closed with a strong bullish. And so this is a bullish 4-hour potential pivot for sure.
Oh, the piercing line.
Yeah.
It's a bullish momentum candlestick pattern.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Like tweezer bottom even-ish. And the wicks are a little small, but good look. And so this is the retracement on that. But like you said, after market, it could really hold anywhere in here.
You get another 4-hour candle where you're just kind of holding firm against. If we copy paste this candle with another 4-hour candle, that's going to line up that breakout really, really, really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of move to take back this fall of those last couple days. Like fall base, fall potential, bullish stance. So we got some room up here. That's on NQ.
5 minutes before imbalances, team. Actually, 4 minutes.
Yes, even stronger. This is ES is 4-hour, even stronger.
Just if the AI trade gets a bid, watch out, bears, because almost everything else in the market has had positive earnings.
Can we talk about that for a minute about this ES on the larger time frame, because it is at a sick opportunity right now.
It's at a very important level.
Yeah, because look at this higher low here, and then it made a lower high technically, but this is a good 4 days now we're wicking off of, like you said, that 7400.
I called the ES intraday reversal one of the better reversals we've seen in the last month.
Yeah.
On the hourly chart and whatnot, that 7420 level is getting built
right here.
I don't consider the 1 minute chart a tradable time frame. No. For me, Mary, not for other people. Other people, they have their time frames. I have mine. But for me, I make way too many trades. I see way too many patterns. I kind of feel like I'm Bruce Willis and I just see dead people.
I started in my first community and my second on the 1 minute. And I was like cutting my teeth almost, but like once I started to back away and I eased out of it and I eased to the 2 minute and then 3 minute, it calmed me down because it was taking away some of the volatility of just wicking and showing so much data. And it was like, I resisted it for a long time and I had to ease away from it because I was like, I can't even see what's going on these big candles. But once I started to ease back, like the 5 minute has become my sweet spot. And the 5 and the 15 are really important time frames for me to always have up. And then it's calmer and I get less choppiness in my mind, like it's like I wouldn't squeeze them as much when I was on the smaller time. When bigger time frames, I don't squeeze them as much because I'll let a 5 minute candle close before I'll make a choice oftentimes. And so
for me, when I'm on a 15-minute chart, like honestly, I'm like this, just kind of staring at it.
Chilling.
Just chill. When I'm on a 5-minute chart, I'm like this. It's kind of chilling. When I'm on a 1 minute chart, I'm like this. I just don't like it. Just don't like it.
It adds a little bit of stress.
I will go to a 2 in times of sensitive pricing and volatility and coming into the close like this and whatnot. But
I like the 3 a lot. I feel like the 3. It took me. I went from 1 to 2 to 3. I like the 3. It's kind of a nice.
One of my numbers.
Yeah, it's a good number. It's a beautiful number. It's got nice rounded edges.
My number. So 3 is my second number. But
what was your first?
Oh, lucky 13.
Lucky 13 down to the 3.
13.
Which is your birthday?
October 13th.
I know.
But that's not why 13.
Oh.
13 is because when I was a young lad, I liked the Pittsburgh Steelers when I was a young lad. And when I was 7 years old, my brother beat me up one day because he was older than me by 4 years. And he beat me up real good one day because I was not as sad as I needed to be when the Steelers lost. And he decided to tell me that I couldn't like the Steelers any longer. And after a couple butt kickings, I was watching, it was 1985, and I was watching the Dolphins, or 84. Yeah, 84. I was watching the Dolphins play the undefeated Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football, and their Dan Marino is lighting up the world. And I just fell in love with Dan Marino, fell in love with the Dolphins, and 40 years of mediocrity later, I have lots of regrets.
That's amazing.
But I love Dan Marino. Yeah, I'm a loyal guy. Like I've called myself the most consistent man in America. I don't change. I am who I am. So I don't change, and I'm a loyal guy, so I don't change. But man, 40 years of mediocrity. At one point before I die, I'm watching the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. It's going to happen. I better live to 150. Let's go.
You know what? Consistency is one of the, if not the most critical personality traits of a trader. Like if you can, you need to have flexibility, you need to be adaptable, but being able to lock into some consistency is like so valuable. It's a great trait.
Well, Piper's December 13th. So you're a 13th guy, baby as well. I like that.
Hey, happy birthday on the 13th, guy.
It's a good drug though, Jaja. Opium is a drug, and I have to take it when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. I am a realist. I'm the guy that's like, no, they're terrible. They're going to be terrible. Like the Miami Dolphins might win 2 games this year. I'm that guy. So when they win 3, I'm pleasantly surprised.
You're just there to hang out and like just let them play. Good game.
By the way, good game. Rain or sunshine, I watch every game every Sunday. Haven't missed a game in 26 years. Even when they went 0-16, watched every game. Like, it's just what I do. I'm gonna watch every game. I'm gonna hate watch most of the time, but
Cry in your beer a little bit.
listen, if we go 2-15 this year, at least we're lining up for a wonderful, wonderful top draft pick.
Okay, so Dan Marino and the Dolphins make me think of Ace Ventura.
That's why my mother became a Dolphin fan.
That was the team, right? Yeah.
It was. The kicker.
Yeah.
Wide right.
My oldest watched that, and I hadn't seen it in years, and he watched it maybe, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, and I was like, I laughed. That was funny.
It's slapstick funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Plus, Jim Carrey's hilarious.
Dude, he is quite a comedian. Plus, he's a good guy. I love it when actors are like good guys, you know?
Jim Carrey versus Will Ferrell from a comedian. Which
Will
one?
Ferrell.
I'd have to go Will Ferrell as well.
Yeah. Jim Carrey, he's a bit extra, Jim Carrey. I mean, he's funny. It's a law of energy.
I just get down with Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's freaking hilarious. I cannot. I think, yeah, he's real good at it.
Now that's a good debate. Is best Will Ferrell comedy movie?
There's a lot.
There is a lot.
Watch them. I love Step
my boy, Blue. We're going streaking.
Oh my god. He played old school, yeah.
Yeah, old
school knows what's up.
Old school is so funny. So funny.
Love Step Brothers.
Step Brothers is hilarious as well.
It's so funny.
Oh yeah, he does, John. He plays the he plays the what's his name? The other stepbrother, obviously.
They're one of the brothers.
I honestly don't know which one's funnier in that movie.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Hilarious.
That's not the first one they've been together. Yeah.
Oh, the Catalina Wise.
Oh my god, I want to watch that movie now.
Oh,
the best.
That might be a good Tuesday afternoon.
Anchorman.
Anchorman to Old School to Wedding Crashers to yeah, let's do them all. Let's do them all.
He was Wedding Crashers because I think of Owen Wilson, right? Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, Owen Wilson and the one tall dude.
Yeah. Oh man,
cameo.
There's a NASCAR one. What's a NASCAR one?
Oh, Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
Talladega's funny. Vince Vaughn. Thank you, Humble. Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Okay, here's the Bulls for Miss Piper. Get it. We want Piper and Mary both to win. So protect yourself in your trade and cheers to profits. Imbalances look like they're caused to push up here. All of this is above VWAP. That's why I'm saying you gotta, for me, my strategy is to prioritize when we're consolidating heavily on one side. If there's a pullback, then it's still long. And this would have been the ideal entry. I was not available. I was doing the psychology lab. And so I tried, but I like, it makes me hesitant to think this could crash through easily, or we could just wick it out and hold. Honestly, though, this inside pattern is like, that's what we talk about what an A+ setup is, because sometimes they're just gorgeous and you want to go in full size and you want to have confidence and let it run its full course. But if you recognize your setup is not quite an A+ setup because you're inside pattern, you're creating a structure on the 5 inside of 15 that is sideways, it's not the ideal setup. And so having the risk tight, it was a $150 loss for me. It was a stab that I was willing to take, but both trades can win. Like Mary could have locked in some green on her long and Piper can hold and she can get to a target here on their long before she's out. So this is tight. You got to recognize this is a scalp if you're going to do it, most likely.
Which you said the word that usually shuts me down, scalp.
Yeah.
That's why I said coming in.
Swing trader. So scalping is probably like oil and water.
Well, I don't want to get on the 1 minute time frame.
Yeah.
Just doesn't really match. That's what I did when I was a forex trader. Is all I did was scalp 1 minute time frames. Like I know how to trade the 1 minute time frame. I just don't like the way I trade the 1 minute time frame. Meaning I'm always staring at the chart. I'm always active. I'm always conscious. I'm always making adjustments. And it's just I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not 30 years old anymore that wants to stare at the barrel all day long.
Yeah.
Got other things I want to do.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
like
with
the
you on
5.
that. Yeah.
I like the
Higher
15.
time frame that fits with you.
Mm. By the way, bench warmers is hilarious, John, and the
He's
dude
the
afraid
dad,
of the
right?
sun
Will Ferrell's the dad.
is the funniest ever.
Funny. I meant to mention you and I, Matt, in my power hour today, in my psych lab today, because it's part of it too, is that we both have different personalities and different strengths
Mhm.
coming into being trader, and we can see a lot of the same trades and manage in the same way, but we have a little different edge. We have a little different appealing of certain trades and a little
Mhm.
different energy with getting into them. And we both are profitable traders. And so it's like,
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
no, there's not. Embrace who you are and maximize your skill.
Especially as a day trader, like as a swing trader, I don't feel like there's 50 different ways to cut up a trade. Like I feel like there's like 2 or 3 different styles of execution for swing traders. We're all looking at the same patterns. We're all executing very similar. As a day trader goes, there's so many different time frames that people like different things. There's different styles. And I've long held the opinion that there's not one style that is better than the other one. It's really about finding out who you are as a trader and really perfecting who you are as a trader, not perfecting who everybody else is as a trader.
Exactly.
And I think that's part of the journey. And
Mhm.
I've had a lot of experience trading the 1 minute time frames. It's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just that I don't like who I am, not as just as a trader, but I don't like who I am in general when I put so much emphasis on staring at the chart on that time frame because there's too many patterns, there's too many trades, there's too many adjustments, and the way my mind works, I have a hard time not doing them all.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just overtrade, and I feel that's a risk to the day trader is overtrading. So I stick to my guns. I stick to my time frames.
Yeah.
If I get my patterns on my 15, if I get my levels on my 15 and my patterns on my 5, I'm going to drill it all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, you figured out where your sweet spot is. What I love about Mary's though is that she will get in based on a pattern on the one, and she will hold that sucker for hours, and she'll make really good points on it.
Mhm.
So one point to that is that I like how you can see the divergences on the RSI. If you basically to stretch it out, you make a smaller time frame because it will give you a different appearance on the hourly, on the 15, on the 5, and on the 1. And so one thing that I think RSI and stochastic is gives you a better picture is when you do stretch it out by making it a 1, 2, or 3 minute chart, you can get a clearer waveform on that. And so I think that that indicator is more powerful for day trading on the smaller time frames and can be a good indicator on that. And I think that she might use it that way because I've seen her hold trades for hours and make bank on them. So I
Mhm.
think that that's another way of like on this certain time frame, this indicator works better for me. On this other time frame, it's annoying and it doesn't give me the same data. Like another way you can personalize it.
Market selling coming into the close here. Becky, I really enjoyed that conversation.
Me too. That's great.
It really is. I mean, I'm sure everybody here is a little bit different in the way they like to execute, in the patterns they like to trade, in the time frames that they trade. And I really do believe that your journey as a trader, not just to make 1 or 2 or 3 trades or trade 1 day or 1 week or 1 month, but if you want to be a trader 10 years from now, for example, you want to be a trader 20 years from now, for example. And what I always tell people is, I'm not here to teach you how to trade for the next 5 days. I'm here to teach you how to trade so you know how to trade for the rest of your life. Then it's a matter of really, really trying to figure out who you are. What's your time frames? What's your patterns? And so I hold zero judgment. Like I might say, yeah, that's not a good trade, but I'm saying it from my perspective, from the way I see things. If you're reading on a 1 minute time frame, I probably would agree with you on the 1 minute time frame. But
Yeah.
like you said, a 1 minute time frame really has very little to do with what's going on the hourly time frame. And so it's just a little bit of a different perspective, a little bit of a different posture. I like to catch trends, not trades. And as such, I like to structure a little bit more on the longer term side. Although I do find myself shortening the distance when we're streaming, like, because why not? You're here. Let's have some fun. But I do prefer longer duration trades than shorter duration trades.
Yeah. It's a great rundown. It's a great conversation. I agree with you guys. And thank you guys for being in it with us and like having the dialogue and throwing out there what you like and what you're into. And we all get stronger by being in these rooms and supporting each other and talking it out. So cheers to that. And thank you guys for being here with us at Blue Sky. Like we're here every day and we really have greater conversations when we get to hang out all together. So come back tomorrow. Let's do it again.
100% team. Thank you so much for being the best part of Blue Sky. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today in Power Hour, hanging out with Becky during her fantastic lab today on the psych side. If you did not get a chance to catch Coach Becky in her mindset lab, definitely check it out when it gets posted on YouTube. Wonderful conversation. And we will see you tomorrow for Hump Day Power Hour going into the Fed. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.